the first part of the tutorial for CT43, an Alip Ba Ta original. Anyway, back to the song. CT43 is an amazing blues tune, and I dropped whatever I was working on when I first heard it and got straight to work on the transcription. And I can assure you it is tons of fun to play. It's one of those songs you simply can't play just once. Now, normally I can't display tablature in the video because of copyright issues, but apparently Mr. Ba Ta doesn't register his original songs at all. So I'm going to go ahead for this video and add the tabs back in. If a copyright issue does pop up, I will take down the video and republish it later without the tabs. But let's hope that won't be necessary. Off you go, straight to work. Okay, so let's get to playing then. But first, a few pointers. The guitar is in an alternate tuning this time. So the guitar is tuned to an open G tuning, which means dropping down the low E string to a D, dropping down the low A string to a G, and dropping down the high E string to a D as well. So 3 out of the 6 strings are dropped down a full step, giving you D, G, D, G, B, D. That is the full tuning. Now, just to make things a little easier during the rest of the tutorial, I am always going to reference to these strings as being the E string, the A string, and the high E string, despite them being tuned to a different note, just to make things a little bit easier. No pick, no thumb pick, just plain fingers, although Mr. Ba Ta does use long fingernails to play the tune, so he has a very crisp and clear attack to each and every note. I'm not using long fingernails, so it's probably going to sound a little bit different. Let's have a look at the intro first. Here we go. Straight into the first verse. So a few quick blues licks, but because of the open G tuning, you are going to have to use a few different fingerings than what you might be used to. So we start out with a quick bend from the 8th fret up to the 9th fret. And then high E string, 5th fret, B string, 6th fret, G string, 7th fret. Sort of looks like a D minor chord shape up here, using index finger, middle finger, ring finger. So bend, and you just arpeggiate in reverse, E string using the middle finger, B string using the index finger, G string using the thumb. And you play that exact same arpeggio a second time, but you are playing 16 notes, so you have a little bit of timing displacement. 1 and 2 and then you drop down a small bar at the 3rd fret. If you can hold down that ring finger on the 6th fret, if not, just release it, but you are going to have to put it back down really quickly. Next arpeggio is just a small bar across 2 strings, 3rd fret on the high E string, 3rd fret on the B string, and then that ring finger on the 6th fret, sliding down to the 5th fret. Starting from the first arpeggio, sliding down 1 more fret from the 6th fret to the 5th fret, and then we add in an open E string, 2nd fret on the B string, and then we're going to pull off from the 5th fret, again, if you can hold it down, do so, to the 3rd fret. So that last arpeggio, open E string, 2nd fret, 5th fret, pulling off to the 3rd fret. Full arpeggio section. And now we end up on a double stop. 6th fret across the G string and B string, small bar with the ring finger, sliding down to the 5th fret. Pulling off to the 3rd fret, pulling off to an open string. If it's difficult to pull off from that double stop to just 1 note, then just repick it. But that is what Mr. Ba Ta is doing, sliding down to the 5th fret and then pulling off from 2 strings to just 1 string, only the 3rd fret on the G string. To the open G string, and then 5th fret, 3rd fret, and a quick hammer on and pull off all the way to the open G string. That's the rhythm he's using. So 5th fret, 3rd fret, hammer on, pull off to the open string. To the 3rd fret on the D string, 3rd fret on the G string again, and then open A string, D string, and G string. That last bit. Maybe a bit slower, that last lick. And he rounds out the intro with just open E string down below, 2nd fret on the A string, giving you a deep power chord because of the alternate tuning. Only that last bar. Now let's try and connect all of that together. First, only the first bar. Only the second bar. That low D chord is actually the 3rd bar, but never mind that. And now we try to connect those 2 bars. After that final chord, you take a break as long as you want to, and then we head into the first chorus. There's only 2 choruses, and they're almost identical. There is just 1 lick different in the second chorus. But as you will see, they are so much fun to play that you probably are going to keep them looping all evening, all day long. At least that's what I did when I first learned how to play the song. Let's have a look at that first chorus. Here we go. Straight into the second chorus. Now, if this isn't fun to play, then I don't know what is. Let's have a look. You start out with that single note run up into the melody. Hammer on from the 3rd fret on the D string to the 5th fret, 3rd fret on the G string to the 5th fret. And then open A string together with the 3rd fret on the G string. And now, maybe the most difficult run to time of the whole song is the very first one. Hammer on, slide up to the 6th fret, so hammer on, sorry, to the 5th fret. Slide up to the 6th fret, slide back down. And you end up by pulling off to the 3rd fret again. And that is hard to time out. I think it's 4 16th notes and 1/8 note. But because of the swing time, it feels a little bit out of place. That's all. And that is the second beat. 3, 4, 1, 2. That's the timing. Now on the second beat, we start with the percussive clicks, and the move you are going to make the most is picking with the index finger the D string, 2nd fret, picking at the same time the middle finger on the G string, just an open G string, while performing a click on the A string or the low E string. That's what you're going to be doing quite often. So the part on the second beat, if you leave out the click, is just that. D string along with the G string, 2nd fret, index finger, to the 3rd fret, and G string just remains open. with the click, only on the first note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost each and every time on the second and the fourth beat, you are going to add that click with the side of the thumb on one of the bass strings. Don't do it too loud. Don't swing the thumb from all the way up here down on that bass string. It's just a light click. Otherwise, you are going to overpower the melody or the bass drum or whatever you have to play next. Let's try to get that first bar in full. And the next beat is just 2 bass notes. Open A string, open A string. 1, 2, 3, 4. And fourth beat again is picking the second fret on the D string along with the G string while performing the percussive click. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the last one is a click, again with the thumb on the bass strings. Now we're going to play a quick hammer-on and pull-off lick. So we're not going to follow that up just with that third fret. Hammering on to the third fret, pulling off to the second fret, pulling off to the open string. If you can manage to do this while keeping that G string ringing out, then that is going to give you the best effect. If not, it passes by so quickly. If the melody is clear, then that is all that is needed. Tempo or the timing in this section is first note a little bit longer. That's what you're going for. 8th, 2 16th notes and back to an 8th note. With G string on top. And now with the click added. Let's add that to the rest of the bar. That is already the next bar. Again, just 2 bass notes, and again, the click with second fret to the third fret. And again, just 2 bass notes to make sure you get that shuffle feel as solid as possible.